this setup is actually rancid and horrid. If you're wondering why my walls are still blank, it's because my new TXT albums haven't shipped yet. So I'm waiting for them to get here so I can put the new posters on my wall because they match my room. They have like a Neverland, Lost Boys theme going. Oh, I can't wait to put it up. It's gonna match so well. Anyways, so that's why my walls are still blank and ugly over here. There's a record up there. I have my Alt J ones, but anyways, that's besides the point. You might be wondering where I've been for the past 2 to 3 weeks. Because I haven't posted and you were probably like, oh, she finally gave up. Thank God we don't have to hear from her anymore. Wrong. I was taking a break from my mental health. Because I may or may not have gotten into 2 car accidents within the span of 8 days. I wish I was joking. So yeah, I'm not gonna go into detail about it, but all you need to know is that I bought a car. So exciting. And the day I got it registered, I was driving it home. And then an 18-wheeler came out of nowhere and hit me. It wasn't out of nowhere, but my car's fine. I'm fine. That's all that matters. The other guy's fine. Obviously, his didn't get a dent in it. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Just a new car. Haven't even had it for 24 hours. 18-wheeler. Cool. But yeah, it didn't get totaled, surprisingly. So it's in the shop. I don't know when it will be out. But then I can finally do like a car vlog or something. Like I can only laugh. It's either I laugh or I cry. So that happened like 2 weekends ago, and I was so suicidal. Like I was like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me, mostly because it was so humiliating. And I didn't tell anybody for like 2 days, and then I sent like a voice memo, and I was like, hey Meg, so I got a car. Funny thing happened though. I kind of got into a car accident. And she immediately FaceTimed me and answered like this. And I was like, tee, just girly things, getting in a car accident on the first day of getting a car. So yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that. And then the weekend after, I got I wouldn't say a flat tire because I was driving home from work and I was on like the highway, you know, the highway. And my tire had low air pressure, so it just came off. It literally flew off. It came off, and I saw it in the rearview mirror, and I was like, this is not happening. I was like, this is not real. This cannot be happening to me right now. And it was. So, had to get my mom's car towed and be driven home by my mom, who had to come pick me up 45 minutes away. So yeah, I've had a fun 2 weeks. And I started my internship and it's great and all. It really isn't that bad. Like I enjoy it a lot. It's just sometimes it's a little much. I kind of deal with people all day, and then I come home and I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I had to watch a guy piss his pants twice in the morning, and once was in the elevator that I was in. So I was like, you know what? I don't need to talk to anybody. I've done my part. Thank you. So yeah, I've had a busy start of the semester. And here comes Miss Lady! She's gonna knock over this camera. Hi, Lady. Miss Lady's been my saving grace. She makes me so happy. Hi. I know, you're my first guest, Miss Lady. Oh my God, you can do the first guest episode. Sit down. So yes. There we go. Okay, hi, Miss Lady. So yeah, that's how my week has been. And I don't want to talk about the car accident because it's traumatic and terrible and also boring and not fun. But basically now whenever I'm on the road driving to work, I have a 51-minute commute. Whenever I'm driving to work, I am insanely paranoid about getting hit again and about dying. And the funny thing is, weeks ago, when I first started my internship and had to drive, I was like, something terrible is gonna happen. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get in a car accident and die. And like, of course, I usually have those like paranoid, anxiety ridden thoughts, but like, I was like, no, something's gonna happen. And I was right. So the sad thing is, which I was crying to my mom the day that it happened when she drove me home, I was like, I knew something was wrong because too many things were going right. I was like, things were a little too good. Something needed to happen. And then two things needed to happen. Yeah, and when I was at the body shop or whatever about the tire, thankfully the tire rim didn't need to get replaced. It was just the tire. Another guy who was just in the waiting room, just sitting there, he was just like, well, bad things come in threes. And I was like, and now it's plaguing my mind. Like, I'm gonna get in another one. So now whenever I'm on the road, I'm freaking the fuck out. So yeah, that's fun. I love living with these thoughts. Yeah. But I have no choice but to drive to my internship. So I have to. I know, Miss Lady. But yes, that's my life. What else could I talk about that doesn't have to do with car accidents? There is something else I wanted to talk about because it's kind of semi-relevant. But as a person who has intrusive thoughts, I have intrusive thoughts. And a few people have talked about this on like Twitter, but like this trend of calling any and everything an intrusive thought when that's not really what it is. It's an impulsive thought. Like the girls who like dye their hair and they're like, the intrusive thought's one. That's not an intrusive thought. Like, it's just, you guys are misusing words. And also trivializing intrusive thoughts, because intrusive thoughts are a real thing and they're scary and they're not something cute, silly, and fun and goofy. So yeah, one of my many intrusive thoughts was jerking the wheel and like into traffic to cause a car accident. Like constantly. Like I'm in the car, I need to like listen to something. Like I can't drive in silence. I can't do that. Because if I do, the intrusive thoughts get very loud and they're like, jerk the wheel right now, run into traffic, open the car door. I'm like, whoa. I cannot tell you how many times I was driving and I'm like, just slam on the brakes right now and make the car crash into you. I'm like, why would I do that? I don't want to do that. Yeah. Drive off the bridge. Go ahead, do it. Scary. But yeah, not only that, but like a lot of people don't talk about like the other intrusive thoughts, the ones that are like violent and evil and sorry, I just looked up and realized that my cork board is like literally coming off the frame. The hell am I gonna do? I don't know why this shit keeps happening to me. Anyways, so yeah, basically I have very violent thoughts and they're so terrible and evil that I'm scared to speak them out loud because I think people will look at me differently and not trust me around their children. So yeah, intrusive thoughts really aren't just like, hee, I want to take a day trip to Europe on a whim. I want to cut my hair. I want to dye my hair. I'm like, those aren't really intrusive thoughts. That's silly. My intrusive thoughts tell me to do terrible things, but that's okay. Sure, fine, whatever. But the best thing about intrusive, I don't say the best thing, but the thing about intrusive thoughts though is that they're just thoughts. They don't really reflect your morals. And I had this entire thought process like going when I was in the car one day because I was trying to talk myself down from having a panic attack because I was in the car again. I was afraid of, going into traffic and getting hit and shit like that. But they're not really a reflection of who you are and your morals and stuff like that. And I just have to keep reminding myself, like, I'm not a terrible person. I'm not going to attack anybody. I'm not going to do anything awful like that, because that's not who I am. These are just thoughts. I'm just projecting these weird, like, paranoid thoughts and scenarios. Um, but like, it, the thing is, it affects like every area of my life, because I'm, I work with like people, and so I, like, my thoughts are always like, oh, you're working with this, how do I put this? Not disadvantaged, vulnerable. That's the word. Like, my intrusive thoughts kind of center on vulnerable populations, and like, you're gonna take advantage of them. You're gonna take advantage of them. You're gonna do something evil and sinister, and something I can't say on YouTube because it's gonna get me taken down. Um, and I always have these like plaguing thoughts in my mind where it's like, you're just secretly evil. You're just tricking everybody in this facility. You're gonna take advantage of them. Whoa. Whoa. And it's like, if I was truly evil, would I be doing this job? No. So they don't make sense. It doesn't line up. I need to fix this. It's like, sorry, Miss Lady. So yeah, those are my intrusive thoughts. Yeah, I do have like simpler intrusive thoughts. Sorry, my leg is itchy. Where it's like, run away. Just get up and leave. Leave. But you know, I obviously haven't done that yet. Always a possibility that I'm gonna run away into the woods one day. I'm gonna find a cabin and I'm going to make a home in it, and you'll never see me again. You'll never see me again. And if you're wondering why I like am talking so fast and stuff like that, it's because I think I'm manic, but I'm not sure. I can't tell what's going on with me. But this is like, it's been freezing cold for the past 2 days, and today it's like miraculously just jumped right back up to where it usually is, and it's like awesome. And I had a weirdly productive day yesterday. Goddamn. I had a weirdly productive day yesterday, so I'm like high off of that. So yeah, and this is the first weekend where I wasn't trying to recover from a traumatic event of getting into a car accident. The second one wasn't really an accident, it was just my tire popping off, but I'm considering that a car incident. Because I was standing on the side of the road waiting to get fucking towed. It was horrible. It was on a highway. And then the police officer was like, can you actually pull to the other side where the breakdown lane is? I'm like, does it fucking matter? But I had to, so he had to stop traffic so I could, you know, roll my tireless car over to the other side. Awesome. And then I had to pay over $800. No, it wasn't 800. Over $400 for towing fee because they were towing me 45 minutes away. Don't worry, I got reimbursed, I think. So, thank you. Like, my life has been a movie. If the movie was fucking Cars 3, where he fucking dies. I don't know. I've never watched Cars 3, but I know he gets into a car accident. So yeah, I officially have Mondays off because that's when my seminar is, and I won't make it to work in time at the end of the seminar because it has to be fucking 3 hours long. Awful. So yeah, feeling good. Yeah, so that's where I'm at mentally, in case you were wondering. My hair is so weird. My hair is like, listen, okay, hear me out. My hair is like obviously straight, like no shit, but like, is it? Because it gets these weird bumps either from the way I sleep or the way I dry my hair. And I tried doing that towel, because normally when I dry my hair, I wrap it up like in a towel. I do that snail thing. But I tried doing those scrunching thing and it kind of worked. It kind of didn't. Like, my hair was less puffy at the ends, but still I have these like weird waves that I think are just indents from like sleeping and stuff, and it's like, they're like, come on. Like, come on. Pissing me off. And also, I have the urge to cut my hair again. The intrusive thoughts are winning. No, they're not. They're not. But I want to grow out my hair. I'm trying to grow out my hair. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Lately I've been missing my long blonde hair. That was such a slay. But the thing is, that's another thing. Ever since I came home, everyone's like, "Oh, I like your hair so much better darker." And I'm like, eye twitching. I'm like, okay. Like my mom, she's like, "I like you so much better with dark hair." I'm like, oh, so I'm gonna dye my hair blonde again just to spite you. Yeah, no, it's like, now, who lied to me? But no, I'd like my hair blonde hair, my hair blonde, and I don't care what anyone else thinks. And one day I'm gonna get my blonde hair back, and it's gonna be over for everybody. Um, but no, yeah, I thought my blonde hair was cute. Like I look at some of those photos, I had like a full, I would say, like between July, like July was like my slay era. Because I did that one photo shoot, if you will, of me with my curls in my blonde hair, and it was like this sandy blonde, and like, oh, I looked delicious. It was so good. Um, and also when it was long and blonde, I liked it. Like it was cute. I thought it was cute. Did anyone else think it was cute? I thought it was cute. And then I have dark hair now, and people are like, I think it's so much better. I'm like, you saying I was ugly before? No one told me? Anyways, hi, Miss Lady. I know, she's laying. My foot's asleep, so I can't move now, though. I need baby. So yeah, fuck you guys. I like my blonde hair. And I do like my hair short, but I don't know why I want to grow it out again. I just do. It's just because I haven't had like it in so long. And the last time I had long hair and bangs, they were blonde. So now I want to do long hair and dark bangs. That doesn't make any sense. Also, just I don't know. I don't know. But every single time it gets a bit longer and I see like a picture of a girl's short hair, I'm like, why do I need to be her? Sorry, I'm petting my dog. She's so silly. I love Miss Lady. So yeah, that's my little life update. Tito tweet. What else? Damn. I don't know what else has been happening in my life. Literally nothing. Literally I work Tuesdays to Fridays. Only for 6 hours. It's not terrible. But the commute is like pretty much an hour there and back, so boo. Boring. I listen to the Billie and Jean podcast on the way there because if I listen to music, I'm afraid I'll like fall asleep or get too comfortable. I don't know. So like to keep myself awake, I have to listen to other people talking. And also, but sometimes I stop listening and I zone out and I start thinking my own thoughts because they'll mention something and then I'll be like, oh yeah, that reminds me of a time, and then I go off. And sometimes I start talking out loud and I talk over them and I have to pause the podcast because I wasn't actually listening to it. I was just talking to myself. So it's great. Great stuff, I know. But yeah. I've been drinking these like protein drinks in the morning. It's like protein chocolate milk or whatever. They're good. They're called Koya. I think it's Koai. I don't know. I don't know what it's spelled. Doesn't matter. But they don't taste bad. I tried this other brand. I forgot what it's called. It tastes like ass. Like straight up terrible. Like it was chalky and it was also bitter. It was just not good. Like I was like, this doesn't taste like chocolate. This tastes like I'm like crunching on like a fucking coffee bean. Like it wasn't good. Ugh, my leg is literally asleep. Oh. Sorry, Layla. She looks up at me like I committed a crime whenever I move. You know. And there's an airplane going. So that's great. That's awesome. Poor Miss Lady. I say poor Miss Lady, but she gets so spoiled. Yeah, she's so sweet though. Last night she was laying next to me in bed. She was so sweet. We switch off every I'm gonna sound insane, but me and Miss Lady have a routine of like who sleeps on which side of the bed. I've grown up with a twin size mattress my entire life, and it wasn't until this year that I've had a queen sized. And so now I have so much room in my bed, so me and Miss Lady both can fit. She doesn't have to sleep at the end anymore, but she usually does anyways. But basically, we switch off which side we sleep on because my mom and dad obviously share a bed, but like one side is like this because my dad's heavier, so there's like a huge indent. Anyway, so I want to prevent that from happening, so I don't want to sleep on the same side every night. So we switch off, where I sleep on like the left side one night and she'll sleep on the right side, and then we just like that's in my head. We do that. We don't follow through like all the way, but like that's the plan. That's how I'm gonna prevent this bed from getting uneven dips, is by making my dog switch sides with me. I sound insane. But I had to sleep next to the window the other night and it was freezing fucking cold outside. So I woke up and I was like, Miss Lady, I can't wait for it to be your turn to sleep on that side. But she's sweet. And that's all that matters. Isn't that right, Miss Lady? Yes. And I need to cut her back toenails because I only got to do the front ones before she got up and moved. And I gotta take her on a walk later because she wants to go. But yes. And that's the thing with my dog. It's like, I was like, I don't know if you ever like lay with your pet, but I was laying with Layla last night. And I was like, she literally understands me. Like, it just might be delusion, but like, she understands me. She just does. She just gets it. So yeah, that's how I feel. I feel that my dog understands and gets me on a level that is like way above. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But it makes sense to me, and that's all that matters. She's like so great. Isn't that right, lady? Yeah, she gets it. She gets it. Ugh. And the most terrible thing about being like a pet owner is just like knowing that they're gonna die and you're gonna just be like, oh, time to get another one. Like, that's, I hate that. I hate that. That's I feel evil and dirty and sinister for doing that. Like, that's so, oh, I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about that. I don't want Layla to know that. But that's just how life goes. Cooper died and we got Bo. Come on. Bo is downstairs somewhere. I hate him. I don't hate him. Bo is just so weird. He's kind of like a baby. He's a big baby. I would pin him as an Aries because he's so hyper and energetic and he jumps everywhere. He's aggressive and he bites her hands and stuff like that. But he's just, when my mom's not home, he just curls up on the couch and he looks miserable. Like, he just looks so sad. And every single time he gets put in the crate, he goes and sits in the corner and curls up as tight as possible and looks like he's been abused. So dramatic, and for what? So yeah, Bo's fine. I don't call him Bo. I only call him Boob. I've been calling him Booba a lot. I call him Booba. But yeah, he's fine. Whatever. Who cares? But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know how much longer I can sit here and talk and make like actual sense out of things. That doesn't make sense either, see? Because I just feel so like disjointed right now. So yeah. Awesome. Yeah, this is a t-shirt. It's my dad's. It was for my dad, but he couldn't fit into it, so give it to me. Hee hee. Hee hee. That's another thing. What the fuck am I gonna do with my swimmer shirt? Because they basically confirm that they're like gross, nasty people with that stupid fucking apology video that makes me laugh because it's so stupid, but like you could not, like you couldn't seriously think that that was okay. Who cares? Anyway, Swimmers as a band is like completely fell apart pretty much. Um but I have a Swimmer shirt and I'm like, what do we do with it? Because like I feel bad because like I got dog hair in my mouth. Because I genuinely like still like their album, like their first album, because it reminds me of high school and like being slayed and going to that concert. Like it was so fun. So I have good memories attached to that shirt because my friend got it for me because I didn't get one at a concert. So she bought it for me for like Christmas or my birthday or something. And I was like, you carry me? So I don't want to get rid of it. So I'm not going to, but I'm like, I can't wear it in public. I can't wear it in photos because I can't have people thinking I support them because I don't. You know? Um, yeah. Teehee. I have 21 Pilot shirt still that I only wear to bed because listen, I still stand by the fact that I fell off of them in Trench era. Like, I didn't listen to that. I don't know them past them. Like that, like, because my last album that I was, like, keeping up with them was Blurry Face. And then everything after that, don't fucking know. Yeah. And I've never liked Tyler Joseph. I will be quite honest, I never liked him. He's always given me weirdo vibes. I don't know what it is, but he gave me creep vibes. Like, he was kind of creep. And then I think, don't quote me on this, but I think he was the guy that used, Black Lives Matter movement to promote his work. It was either him or, the lead singer of the 1975. What's his fucking name? I forget it. Anyways, he's gross too. He's weird. Before it was just drugs, and now people are saying it's not drugs. He's just doing it as an act on stage. I don't care. It's weird. Stop doing that. No one want. I don't want to see your performance art. I paid to see you listen to, like, play your little music. I want to listen to your music. I don't want to see you spit in people's mouths and do weird shit on stage. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't want to see that. No one wants to see that. Ugh. So yeah. Like, I don't know. Recently, it's just, Panic at the Disco, like, officially broke up, which is, like, duh. But they officially broke up recently, and I was like, damn, all my favorite bands are kind of just, like, terrible people. Like, realizing that, like, as I got older, I was like, oh, shit. Damn. And I have a controversial take that I would like to bring up, but I'm afraid I'm going to get shot in the fucking head if I say it, because people will hate me. But there's a certain emo band that was a part of the emo Trinity. Can I speak? There's a certain emo band that's a part of the emo Trinity where the front man did some questionable things on stage too back in the day. And everyone seems to forget about it or, like, not bring it up. And I'm like, no, that was weird. We should tap back in. Why were you doing that on stage? That was weird. And maybe I'll get into it another day, where I'll talk in full about my experience in fan culture of emo bands, because that ruined me. That ruined me. Because the thing is I was never, like, I don't want to say I was never, like, that into it, but, like, I didn't have Tumblr. I was just being fed regurgitated Tumblr things on Instagram. But, like, that whole 2013 to 2015 era of, like, bands and stuff like that, I need financial compensation for that. That fucked me up big time. Like, I can't, if you know, you know, but, like, that shit ruined me. There was no reason for me to be, couldn't drink milk for a week. Could not drink milk. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I was 12. What was I doing reading that? Come on now. Yeah, awful. Awful, terrible time. Awful, terrible time where I was only listening to depressing music. But I was listening to, yesterday when I was working out, I was listening to Paramore album. Which one was it? All of them, but especially Riot. Like, I was like, this is so good. This music is so good. So yeah, and they're still active and going, and Fall Out Boy's coming out with a new album soon or something. I haven't kept up with them. I will be so honest. I have not kept up with their recent releases. Um, but I'm glad that they're doing okay. Great, awesome, good for you. Fuck Brendon. Fuck Brendon Urie. Don't give a fuck about him. Nasty, weird, transphobic man. Like, and people on Twitter were talking about, like, when the news dropped, they were talking about their favorite Panic albums and how they all fell off after Ryan left. And I was like, okay, fair take, but consider this. I still thought that, what the fuck was the name of that album? It was one of his more recent ones. Not like really recent, but like it came out when I was still in high school, I believe. It was fuck. The neon one. It had like, I don't even remember what it's fucking called, but it had like trying so hard to fucking think what it has. It had Golden Days on it. That was one of the B-sides. But like I like that album because it came out, I think, in the same time frame as Fall Out Boy's American Beauty, American Psycho. I think it was in the same year or like close. But it had Death of a Bachelor. Was that the name of the album? It had Death of a Bachelor on it. I think that was the name of the album. But that album, I still like that. I think that still holds up. Is it one of their best? No. 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 Their first three albums are pretty like peak top tier. My favorite is still Vices and Virtues, and I had an entire video, like I mean it, that I made literally I think sophomore year of college, explaining why it's the best album and why it simply eats. So yeah, because it had Pete Wentz as a songwriter. So the lyricism, chills. I'm sorry, I like Baroque pop. Let's tap in. Let's tap into Baroque pop. 2023, Baroque pop comes back into style. I get my Vices and Virtues Part 2 by somebody other than Brendon. And then I win. So, yeah. But I love talking about that. I love talking about music. I just do. It's so fun. But yeah. Ooh, I need to fix this shit. But yeah, I still would like to, since I don't want to say I'm getting back into music, but like, I'm realizing the, I guess the value in collecting physical albums. And I know that's quite, rich coming from somebody who has a whole shelf full of K-pop albums, but like, seriously, I'm understanding why it's kind of important to have like physical copies of shit, and everything's being digitalized and stuff like that, like movies and music and TV shows and everything's just digital, but like there's something so, I don't want to say pure, but something so natural about having all the things you like in a physical form that you can like touch and carry and bring with you. Especially when that whole Netflix scare thing was going on, where people were like, oh, you can't share your Netflix password anymore, they're gonna fucking get you and they're gonna location check you. And then they immediately went back on that. Yeah, that's what I thought. Don't ever do that shit again. But like everyone was like freaking out for a moment, and they were like, well, I'm not paying for that. And like here's the thing, it's like if you buy like DVDs and CDs and shit like that, you don't have to like, you buy it once and then you're fine. And especially with the thing that made me really reevaluate it was the Luna Boy. Sorry, I keep being, there's a man walking outside and it's pissing me off. Go faster. The thing that made me really like reevaluate it was the Luna boycott, because if you don't know why we're boycotting, I'm not explaining it to you. You can look it up. Basically, their company's mistreating them, so we're not giving them shit. So we're not streaming their music, and that means not on YouTube, not on Spotify, and stuff like that. And I'm so glad I actually invested my money into actually buying their physical albums, because now I listen to their CDs in the car, and it makes me not want to kill myself anymore. Like, it's such a good feeling. And like, you know, to be able to listen to their music and not give their shitty company money. Also, I just think it sounds different. Like, I don't know why, but my dad says that too about vinyls, that they sound like there's more sound definition or some shit like that in it. So he wants to get back into buying vinyls, and I'm like, that's so silly, because so do I, because I really, for vinyls, I usually get my like favorite albums on vinyls. And it's like, vinyls are very special to me. I wouldn't get just like any album on a vinyl, like ones that I listen to front and back, like those I'm getting on vinyl. So that's why I have Alt J, because fucking it's so good. Like, it's so fucking good. And I have my Bon Iver on it because I listen to those front and back. Saved my life. Anyways, I also have all my dad's like old shit, so I have like Beatles on vinyl. Cool, thanks. Put that on for a little bit. Listen to a little bit of Beatles, you know. Don't ask me to name a single song. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I love fighting with Beatles fans on Twitter. It's funny. It's just a little bit funny. It's just a little bit funny. Like, why are you on Stan Twitter for the Beatles? Get out. Get a job. But yeah. So yeah, I want to get back into collecting vinyls, collecting like physical CDs. Lately, the album I've really been like fucking up recently has been Purity Ring's Stranger Than Earth. I think that's the name of it. I want to get that on CD or vinyl. The album cover's really pretty too. It's like pink. But I've been fucking that up for the past like 2 months, and I'm like, no, this is seriously too good. I need this in physical because it's special to me. Like, I need it. And if it were to ever disappear off the platform, I'd be fucking livid. Nicole Dollanganger. Still waiting for you to re-release Cute Aggression on Spotify. Oh, and I tuned into her most recent album, Snooze Fest. Sorry. I have a love-hate relationship with Nicole Dollanganger. Like, I really like her music sometimes, but it reminds me of being so terribly mentally ill that, like, I can't stand it. And also, it's just, like, and then, like, this is gonna sound awful, but, like, it wouldn't surprise me if her boyfriend was, like, a neo-Nazi. Like, she gives those vibes where it's like, I'm so suspicious of you for everything you do. Like, you just weird me out so much. You're like Lana Del Rey, but like, if Lana Del Rey was like worse and not popular. So, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, but I don't know. I still like her Natural Born Losers album. Sorry. I would get that on CD. Sorry, guys. But who else? Churches. I really got back into Churches. And I want their what's the first album? I want their debut album on either on vinyl or on CD. I think vinyl would be slay. I think today is like its 1-year anniversary or something, because recently the lead singer made like a post about it on Instagram, and she talked about like the fucking deep fake situation, and I'm like, she's amazing. She's always, the thing is with her is like, she's always spoken up about, you know, social issues, and I respect that a lot for her. She's awesome. She's so slay. But I truly think that that's why churches aren't as popular as they could be, because people don't like women who speak out on misogyny. Yeah. Yeah, that's truly what I think. Because that first album, hit after hit after hit after hit. Like, amazing. It has to be one of my favorite albums of all time. That's why I need it. I need it on vinyl. I need it on vinyl. So yeah. Alright, well, everyone's home from church, so I guess that's the end of my vlog. My little life update.